Realizing your true potential in life. No matter their ethnicity, gender, or any other characteristic, every person has the amazing ability to reach their potential and feel secure, happy, and content. Even though it won't be simple, there are a number of real-world steps and adjustments you can make to move closer to this understanding. Thinking about yourself. Determine your core values. You must be aware of and adhere to your basic principles in order to reach your maximum potential. These are the things that influence how you see the world, other people, and yourself. Studies indicate that if you live a life that is value congruent, or in accordance with what matters most to you, you will find your life more meaningful and experience a greater feeling of well-being. Query your own thoughts. Name 2 people who you truly appreciate. What about them do you admire? Which things inspire you? Why? What potential manifestations do you see for these items in your own life? Consider a time in your life when you felt incredibly content or fulfilled. It was what? Why did you experience that? Examine your responses for themes. Once you've provided your answers to the aforementioned queries, go over them to see if any themes or patterns come to light. For instance, perhaps you have a lot of admiration for your mother's compassion and altruism as well as your brother's work ethic. Perhaps you would keep your wedding dress, family portraits, and a special family heirloom. These indicate that you value connections, especially those with your family, as one of your core values. No values are better or inferior to any other values, they are just your values. Some people could place more value on competition than on cooperation. Neither of these values is inherently bad. Identify areas that are not in line with your values. Parts of your life may not currently be value congruent if you don't feel like you're living up to your full potential. For instance, you might have been taught to be humble and not claim credit for your accomplishments, but acknowledgement is one of your basic values. If you didn't appreciate your successes and the labor of others occasionally, you probably wouldn't feel like you were living up to your full potential. Consider the parts of your life that are not in line with your beliefs. You have to decide if you want to make any changes in these areas, and then do it. Decide what realizing your true potential looks like. Make a drawing of what you picture as reaching your full potential once you have a clear understanding of your basic principles and the areas of your life that could use some improvement. Is it a case of self-improvement, more career success, or perhaps a change of careers? Realizing your relationship potential? This could be an excellent place to start if you have identified aspects of your life that are not currently value congruent. As an illustration, let's say you genuinely respect your family but your job requires so much of your time that you are unable to spend the necessary amount of time with them. Or, whether you feel stuck in a mid-level work with no possibility of promotion, despite the fact that ambition is a fundamental value for you, realizing your full potential in this situation could mean finding a less demanding job so that you can become the husband, parent, or friend that you really want to be. If so, changing occupations so that you can challenge yourself and develop in new ways might be necessary to reach your full potential. Visualize the person you want to be. Think about what it means to you to reach your full potential. Is it a mode of existence? Getting to a certain revenue level? Getting the violin down? Most people will define potential differently. You must have some understanding of what your potential means to you. The best possible self-exercise is a method based on research for determining what matters to you the most. To start, visualize having the ability to realize your most fervent aspirations for the future. What will your life be like in the future? How do you behave? With whom are you? What do you think? Try to picture this as precisely as you can. For instance, if you see someone who has recently started her own bakery, consider its location, the number of staff you have, what clients think of your company, and how it makes you feel to be your own boss. Consider the abilities and character traits that future you has employed to get this point. For instance, if you own your own bakery, you have an excellent sense of business, are good with people, are motivated by yourself, have a good work ethic, are skilled in baking, etc. Consider which of these talents and abilities you already possess and which you still need to hone. For instance, you might be a great baker who is prepared to put in a lot of effort, but you have no idea what it takes to launch a small business. Make a decision about how to develop the areas you've highlighted. It's acceptable to have a change of heart as you get to know yourself better. Take a step back and consider whether the version of your full potential you are contemplating is actually attainable in principle. You might be passing on the possibility to redefine your potential and all the joy and significance that may accompany doing so if you do not at least give it some thought. Be patient and kind to yourself. Your true potential will require time and work to realize. More importantly, it will require compassion for oneself. Recognize your abilities and capabilities as well as the areas where you still need to improve. Recognize and appreciate the work you make every day to reach your full potential. This is the end of part 1 of this video. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up next week. Hope this helps. Good luck.